Welcome to GlideChat, where we give you the rundown of all things ServiceNow. Let's talk about the now, right now.
Hey, welcome to another episode of GlideChat. My name is Jacob Benker. I'm a Vice President of Professional Services here at GlideFast, kind of filling in for the mayor. And with us,
Chris Tessier, Director of Solutions Consulting here at GlideFast.
So Chris, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you got your start in ServiceNow. What was that like?
Yeah, absolutely. So originally I got started in consulting probably about 15 years ago. Started in the IT operations management space primarily, implementing seem-to-be discovery products, event management monitoring solutions. And that was before ServiceNow. So I've got a lot of background in that space. I actually started in the ServiceNow space, probably 9 years or so ago. So all the experience I had previous in the IT ops world kind of transitioned naturally over to ServiceNow, as at that time, ServiceNow was starting to really expand the IT operations product suite, adding on things like discovery, service mapping, event management. So that really got me into it, about 8 or 9 years ago or so. So since then, I've been, working on the platform as a technical consultant, as an architect, and then kind of joined our pre-sales side of the organization, and really been growing out that area as well the last few years.
Cool. And yeah, as owning the ITOM practice at GlideFast, we've seen ITOM discovery, service mapping. We've seen a lot of change over the last couple of years. Coming up in Washington, what's something that you're really excited about, or even beyond, that you see happening in the ITOM environment?
Yeah, I'm really excited for a lot of the great advances that we're seeing in some of the core platform areas around the maturity of service mapping, event management maturity with new things like the new workspaces and features that are being added to it. There's been a lot of improvements on the core platform areas and adding new capabilities. So one of the most exciting things I would say would be service mapping support with agent client collector. So for those who don't know, this is the agent that's used for discovery and many other things in ServiceNow. But officially, as of Washington, it is going to be available, whereas before it was in early access. That's one of the major changes where, especially with discovery and service mapping projects, a lot of the challenges are due to credentials, permissions, access. So being able to have another option like the agent, I think, is one of the most exciting things.
And along those lines, we've got Knowledge getting ready to come up here in May. What are you excited about for Knowledge?
I'm super excited to see customers have good conversations about the platform, about their roadmap and strategy and what they're looking to accomplish. It's great having one central location where we've got access to many great people from the customer side, from the ServiceNow side, from the other partners as well. It's really just a great dynamic environment for everyone to kind of come together and talk about ServiceNow as a whole. What are you most excited about in the Washington release? ITOM or even outside of that?
When it comes to everything in the Washington release, very excited about some things that are happening around ITOM, but also in the IRM and SecOps areas, but also recently got to see some of the things that's happening around GenAI, like the text-to-code, things like that are coming for Washington and kind of beyond. Some of it may come out a little bit later, but just all the things that they're doing to improve the platform, even some of the little things that I find probably should have been improved a long time ago, but you can just tell ServiceNow is still making improvements, even in those little things like script background. Now putting the code editor into script background so you can write your code in there. Yep. Just it's really cool to see them doing those little things, but also some of those really big things that they're really focused on. We talked about the ACC and not only what it can do for discovery, but also ACC-M for monitoring, or the other parts of the ACC, and kind of seeing where that's going. Right, they didn't just do it to solve one problem. They've realized that they've created something that can solve multiple problems, and it's really neat to see what they're doing there.
In terms of GenAI, what are the most exciting features that you think that can be leveraged using GenAI, like in the IT ops space? Like, where do you envision that going over the next couple of years?
Definitely see a lot of potential for improvement. We already have machine learning service mapping, but seeing that really taken to the next level, right? To be able to do some other predictive things for you around that area to help you build out your service maps a lot faster, or even predict when things don't look right or don't seem right, to even help you ahead of time to see, hey, this doesn't match kind of what we've seen over a pattern of the last several years of you using ServiceNow, to really see them using it to help make sure your CMDB is staying healthy, help you with those other aspects of your CMDB and not just population.
One use case that I think is really exciting is, first of all, being able to summarize alerts like we're seeing with incident records, case records, and then being able to apply root cause analysis on top of that, right? So summarizing and potentially leveraging root cause analysis through GenAI to help predict, what was the actual root cause before an operator has to come in and troubleshoot it. those are some areas I think there's going to be a lot of advances in the platform over the next couple of years.
Yeah, we're actually already seeing a lot of that in the event management on the IT, our ITOM health side, right? Not the visibility side, but on the ITOM health side, seeing that event correlation and seeing some of that predictive analytics again to see, hey, you've had the same event happen, every 6 months for the last 6 months. Now we've seen how you handle it. Now we're going to help move things along faster so that you're getting it to the right tech even faster than what you used to be able to. So, yeah, a lot of advancements happening on the event management side.
I think that's the first step. In the future, do you think there's a place for GenAI to help with any of the remediation of those events or alerts coming into the system?
Again, yes, it's looking at what you've done, right? It's looking at how you solved this the last time. Even if it doesn't auto-remediate, it's going to look at what was done on the last couple tickets, and the person who's getting the ticket, it's going to say, hey, the last time this happened, this is the steps that we're taking to resolve it, right? It's going to help you get to that mean time to resolution a lot faster, not just by getting it to the right person first, but again, now giving recommendations as to how to resolve the issue based on past experience, right?
Yeah, I think of it like the playbooks that are available on the platform, but think of it from a playbook being auto-generated from GenAI suggestions, right? I think there's definitely a lot of things that can be done with that type of framework.
And also the ability to predict when you need to maybe make knowledge articles out of that stuff, right? So you can maybe get ahead of it, or maybe this needs to really go down problem, because now we have seen it a couple of times, giving you other predictive things or other prescriptive things to say, hey, this is where we think you need to take this next.
I think even from a knowledge article perspective, that's something that could be mined from an information perspective to help build those playbooks.
Absolutely.
So I think the capabilities are really limitless if you kind of put your imagination to it and see what you can actually build with it.
Yep, absolutely.
Very exciting. I think there's lots of interesting things that could become a reality in the next year or two.
Well, I mean, we're already seeing some of it, right? I mean, even around virtual agent and what it's able to do, basically data mining your instance. Yep. Right? It's just taking it to the next level and finding other places to apply that data mining to other things. And again, we're already seeing it in event management. I guarantee down the road, you'll see it in places where, again, you're looking at your CMDB doing data mining, and it's helping to make predictive, even alerts to say, hey, we're seeing things trending in a certain way that's going to cause you health problems. Get ahead of it, right? Yep. And that's always the thing, is to try to get to where you're being proactive instead of reactive, and GenAI is going to help with that.
It's taking kind of the anomaly alerts to the next level, really, is the way I see it.
Exactly, yeah.
So what are you most excited about Knowledge this year?
Really just getting back to Knowledge. I haven't been to Knowledge in a while, pre-COVID. Getting back to Knowledge, getting back to, meeting with clients, meeting with people who are, working in the platform, being on this side of the ServiceNow, community, right? I was a platform owner before coming to GlideFast. So getting back with people that are working in it day to day, hearing what types of problems they're trying to solve, hearing what problems they have solved, right? What are some of the cool things they've done in the platform or with the apps to solve some really interesting business case issues, right? And understand how are they driving value for themselves internally, but also where are they struggling? Where can we help actually come in and maybe help drive that, or maybe, hear about business problems and, things that people are trying to solve for that we haven't even thought of, right? To really hear where people are trying to take the platform and what they're dealing with. And then again, try to figure out how can we come in and help with that, right? Yeah. So really always love those conversations. I love getting to meet with people who have done some pretty awesome stuff, which I've met some pretty amazing people over the now 11 years that I've been in the ServiceNow community, and talk to them about some of the things that they're building and some of the unique ways that they're solving their problems on the platform, because it's just so powerful what the platform can do.
I think just the amount of interactions you can have in just a few days is just staggering, right? So getting different perspectives, understanding different use cases, challenges, business objectives, helping understand roadmaps. Like, there's everyone, every organization that's there is going to have their own perspective and spin on it. So it's always interesting to see, that type of insight and how they're thinking and how they're solving some of these challenges as well.
Yeah, I love the one-on-one conversations, but I do also like sitting in those sessions where a client is presenting, talking about, the problem that they had, how they addressed it, what they did in ServiceNow, and then hearing the questions from the crowd of either similar problems or maybe different takes on some of those problems. It just really helps to continue to feed my knowledge of, not just the platform, but the business problems that the platform is intended to resolve, right? Because that's what we're here to do, right? Is to drive value for our customers. So,
all right. Well, that was another episode of GlideChat. Thanks for listening, everyone. Make sure to stop by your booth at Knowledge 24 in Las Vegas. Looking forward to seeing everyone there. And remember, like and subscribe as well.
Do you have a topic in mind that you'd like to discuss? Reach out to us at glidefast.com and subscribe to our podcast for new episodes. Thanks for listening.